You draw a lot, you post a lot, you create illustration products, but the sales quite irregular or even non-existent. For someone like you who wants to make a living from art as a freelance artist, it's not easy. It's also happened to me, be it with illustration commissions or especially at conventions. Like, you see, you have the neighbors, they attract people and they're selling, and you're standing next to them wondering, why them and why not me too? Like, why is nobody interested in what I do? If you're in this situation, then this simple question will help you. Have you defined your ideal client and how to market your illustrations to them? With the right products and the right presentation in front of the right people, it will be much easier to sell and to attract people who absolutely love what you do. If you want to go from art to business, welcome back here. Remember to subscribe and turn on the little notification bell so we can meet every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Anyways, ready to lay your foundations? Then let's go! Before knowing where, how, and to whom to sell, it is important to know how you want to position yourself. What are you creating? It is a very common concept in business to have a specific catchphrase that allows you to position yourself clearly so that people know exactly what you're doing. For you as an artist, how can you describe your artwork in one sentence? It's similar to my video on how to find your drawing style, a link in the description. The goal being to 1. Easily describe your work to someone, 2. Help people easily recommend you because they know exactly what you do, and 3. Attract the right clients and repel the wrong ones. And that goes for both your illustration commissions, your illustration products in your online shop, or your illustration sales at conventions. And that wasn't both, that was free. Sorry. Because yes, as we'll see in the next video, there are good and bad customers. To be more concrete, here is my positioning. So, traditional illustrator and mangaka, femininity, fashion, and fairy tales. This sends out several messages and eliminates others. If you just say you're a freelance artist or an independent illustrator, it's so vague, people don't know what you do. Character designs, landscapes, spaceships. Defining myself with manga, femininity, fashion, and fairy tales allows me to have an audience specifically interested in more refined characters in historical worlds. And between my positioning and my portfolio, the chances of someone asking me to draw dinosaurs or technical plans for cars are very slim. And yeah, those are stupid examples, but you get the idea. Just look at the difference. I am an artist versus I am a children's book illustrator. Maybe the first artist also illustrates for children, but as a potential client, it's more reassuring to go to someone who specializes in this field because you really want concrete results, right? Your positioning simply allows people to situate you in relation to other artists and to distinguish you more easily to attract the right clients, whether for commissions, online shops, or artist alley. Of course, you're free to do other things besides, so if you want to. For example, most of my clients come to me for female characters or historical manga, but that hasn't stopped me from accepting commissions to illustrate children's books with teddy bears and cute ghosts just because the projects were funny and interesting. Again, your positioning is simply there to define you more easily compared to others. And when you've decided on that, you can move on to your ideal client, which we'll see right now. Your positioning, knowing exactly what you do, is important in defining your ideal client. Imagine, so this is the type of person who loves what you do, who follows you around on social media, who loves to place illustration commissions or buy your illustration products, who recommends you to everyone they know. And yes, we will target a specific audience because we cannot please everyone and there's no point in wasting your efforts trying to sell at all costs. Some sales even even if they bring money, are actually useless. Well, useless, because they don't allow you to live from art in the long run. For example, selling your manga to your 70-year-old uncle who just wanted to look good because it's family is kind of counterproductive, because he won't do anything with your book and he probably won't recommend you to anyone. So yes, it's money, but you could have sold this book to someone who would be such a huge fan and would show it to all their friends. I definitely understand how frustrating it can be to limit yourself to specific people because I've been there myself. But it's impossible to sell to everyone, and that's okay. Imagine it's like a butcher trying to sell a cutlet to a vegetarian. There's no point in trying to convince people who aren't interested in it straight away. And it's the same with drawing. So, how do you define your ideal customer? Here are a few things to think about. 1. Female or male? With my fashion and girly style, I tend to attract a female audience. 2. What age range? Children, teenagers, adults, seniors. The more concrete you are, the easier it will be to communicate. And beware of detours. A children's illustrator will target children, but you have to appeal to parents too, because they are the ones who buy. 3. What income and socioeconomic category? This is important in determining your prices. For instance, a student will have a smaller budget than a salaried adult. 4. Which social media and locations? There's no point in advertising on TikTok if you're targeting a 50+ audience. Or is your audience more offline at trade shows and manga and comic cons? 5. What interests and hobbies? If you know what your audience likes, you can create strategic products. For example, your ideal customer loves manga and reading, then you have different ideal choices. So you could have illustrated manga and books, bookmarks, maybe illustrations related to books on badges, or a tote bag to carry their books. 6. What values? Are there any causes that your customers care about? For instance, if they are environmentally friendly and want to support small businesses, you can communicate on locally produced art goodies and have eco-friendly packaging. If you can at least define these 6 elements, I promise you will already be taking a big step forward. And before I explain in concrete terms what it is for and how to use it, here is my ideal client for illustration work with product sales at Artist Alley, just to give you an idea. So my ideal client is a young woman between 25 and 35 years old who is already active with work and who knows how to manage her budget to allow herself a few small pleasures. And she likes to escape into imaginary worlds like reading, movies, theater, video games, and appreciates detail and elegance. She's mainly attending events. Sometimes she's also found online on Instagram and Facebook, but she's actually very discreet there and prefers real contact. She buys on impulse when she is touched by the beauty of an artwork and sees the creative work behind it, because when she loves and respects, then she wants to support. See how it works? So having a specific group of people in mind will really allow you to target better, to communicate better, to market better, and to sell better. And everything is better, as we will see right now. With your ideal client in mind, you will be able to take easier decisions serving your creative small business and the real expectations of your audience. You can adapt different elements in your artist marketing. Firstly, communication. How do you address people? What tone do you adopt on your website and social media? Is it polite or formal? Familiar? Emojis or not? A corporate illustrator who works with managers and executives, for instance, might be more professional and formal. And a children's book illustrator would have a more familiar tone, which is more suitable for younger people, for instance. Next, locations. Where will you focus your efforts to meet your ideal client? Again, if your audience is mainly offline at cons and very little on social media, there's really no point in investing too much time, effort, or money in making killer Facebook ads. Yes, you may get new people, but it will be much more time consuming to convert them. There's also your branding, your presentation, your visual identity. What does your ideal customer like? What attracts them? This allows you to project a strong and attractive image. So in my case, I know that my booth with pastel pink lace tablecloths attracts more women. And my ideal client is sensitive to detail, to a little touch of luxury and refinement, so my prints are all hand-signed and printed on textured paper, protected in a glossy wrapping. And this may really seem unnecessary to some, but to my ideal client, it sends out the image that no, it's not just a photocopied piece of paper, it's a carefully crafted print down to the packaging. Speaking of products, it will also make it easier for you to set your prices and offers. So how much is your audience willing to invest, and what products are they willing to buy? For products, let's say you're targeting young teenagers at manga and comic cons, but your art book is an ultra deluxe edition with a gold cover at 75 euros. Is that realistic? Wouldn't another format make more sense? Maybe less classy but more affordable and in their comfort zone. The same goes for your commissions posted on your website, so your offers will be different depending on who you're addressing. Having 50 euro posters won't look serious to businesses, just as 2,000 euro artwork won't do anything for individuals who just want a drawing of their dog for Christmas. If you don't sell well, it's not necessarily that your product is bad. It's often that it's unsuited to the audience you've defined or that you have forgotten to define. And as you can see, a lot will depend on how you define your ideal customer. Your whole marketing, including communication, prices, offers, branding, and much, much more. Also, note that you may have different ideal clients depending on the products that you sell. So, for instance, selling products at Artist Alley may be different than selling commissions. So, just to give you an example, while my target for illustration products is mainly individuals, it's completely different for illustration commissions, where I focus more on commercial illustration and thus businesses or freelancers. The communication is slightly different, but overall I keep the same colors and positioning. So depending on your offers, how can you adapt your ideal clients? And to help you define your ideal clients better, I invite you to go to the link in the description to download your Illustrator's business plan, a new and improved version for those who already have it, which will allow you to review the basics of your ideal clients, of your business, with a whole section dedicated to your ideal client. If you want to build a successful career around illustration, it's really super important to get your basics right, so take advantage of this workbook. It's free in English and French and specifically designed to help you clarify your vision and get started as an illustrator more easily. Anyways, now I'd love to read your comments. Who is your ideal client? Tell us about it so we can give each other ideas and motivation. And I'd also love to hear how this episode has helped you. I know it's more dry and theoretical, but it's really super important to get the basics right so that you can make a decent living out of your passion and have fun. And it will really save you a lot of time, effort, and money to get to your goals faster. So tell me what you think in the comments and go download your business plan in the description. And also fill it out, really. Next time we'll dive deeper into the fact that you cannot please everyone, it's okay to turn down clients, and it's even good for your business and your creativity. As always, we'll see each other on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. to grow from art to business, alternating 1 week English, 1 week French. See you next time.